in, come in, come in. Team, we're doing it again. Team.
What? Skater.
Later, skaters.
After a while, crocodile.
We'll see you at the Oscars.
Is that tonight?
It's the night, yeah. That's actually where we're going, you and me. Going to the Oscars.
And what's one movie you saw this year, aside from your own movie, that you just loved?
Josh, what's one movie we saw this year that we loved? One movie we saw this year. I mean, we enjoyed Licorice Pizza a lot.
Tremors.
We saw I mean, like...
I miss Josh.
Rachel Zegler and Josh Andres Rivera have reportedly called it quits, and while celebrity breakups are hardly rare, this one hits differently. It wasn't a quiet fading of romance, it was a full-blown collapse fueled by relentless media scrutiny, intense public backlash, and a once-rising career now hanging in the balance.
I think it's fair to say that no one can stand the star of this movie.
There's a big focus on her love story with a guy who literally stalks her. Yeah. Weird.
This is truly, like, she has to go. I'm sorry, Disney. She has to go.
And if you disagree with this sentiment, just hit the unfollow button. I don't need your business.
This is someone who is as entitled as, I don't need your business. You know what? Maybe Disney does. Maybe you're a tool, you're a pawn in this film. You didn't write it. You didn't direct it. You have nothing to do with the creation of Snow White. Right. You should shut up and do the job.
I can also be having the greatest time and simultaneously wishing people would stop sending me death threats.
There's something wrong with her. She's disturbed, she's unhappy, and she thinks it's about feminism and the patriarchy and about abortion. But the reality is she's just not stable, like the majority of people in Hollywood. They're just not stable human beings. I would highly advise that you boycott this film, no matter how much your children love Snow White.
Controversy has swirled around Gal Gadot's new movie, also starring Rachel Zegler as Snow White. A lot of people don't like her. A lot of people don't like her either. She's got a big mouth. She talked trash about the original movie.
I know this point has been made, but this truly is the worst casting maybe in the history of the film industry. Has there been a film with worse casting than this? And I don't just mean the Snow White actress. Obviously, she's terrible, but both of them.
Doom is a love story just because, we cast a guy in the movie. Right. Andrew Burnap. All of Andrew's scenes could get cut. Who knows? It's Hollywood, baby.
Oh, man.
Hello, Disney. You're going to have to redo your film again because this woman is a pig.
And there are 18 hours in a dress of an iconic Disney princess. I deserve to be paid for every hour that it is streamed on.
According to multiple sources close to the former couple, Josh tried to be a pillar of support. He stood by Rachel when the Snow White controversy first erupted, brushing off the noise, the trolls, and the criticism.
Sitting next to someone that is so proud of you and that you're so proud of, it just makes it just clicks. Everything just makes so much more sense.
But over time, the noise grew into a roar. What began as quiet support turned into exhaustion. The pressure, the memes, the non-stop discourse, none of it stayed outside their relationship. It seeped in, and when it did, it broke them. Insiders paint a grim picture of Rachel's emotional state in the weeks following Snow White's premiere. Publicly, she appeared defiant, posting to defend herself and hold her ground. But behind the scenes, those close to her say she was unraveling. She was constantly checking her phone, reacting to every jab online, jumping into every thread where she was mentioned, spiraling deeper into what some described as a fragile mental space. One friend admitted they were worried, saying she was on edge all the time and that even the smallest bit of criticism sent her reeling. Meanwhile, Josh, once the calm counterweight to her whirlwind, allegedly began pulling away, less present, less patient, and eventually, completely gone. It's not hard to see why Rachel became the main character on the internet.
I just mean that it's no longer 1937. She's going to be saved by the prince, and she's not going to be dreaming about true love. She's dreaming about becoming the leader she knows she can be.
Cringe content. There was that infamous moment where she smirked into the camera and declared she deserved to be paid every time her movie was streamed.
I'm going to stand there 18 hours in a dress of an iconic Disney princess. I deserve to be paid for every hour that it is streamed on.
It wasn't just the words, it was the tone. Arrogant, smug, lacking the poise people expect from someone headlining a Disney fairy tale. Instead of embodying the sweet, hopeful energy of Snow White, she came off like the antagonist, cocky, combative, and painfully unaware of how she was being perceived. Then came the optics. Every time Rachel was photographed next to Gal Gadot, you could cut the tension with a knife. What was supposed to be a wholesome team-up between a Disney princess and her evil queen looked more like two co-workers stuck in HR mediation.
Rachel Zegler and Gal Gadot.
Visual effects push the boundaries of what we see on screen.
Their work makes the impossible seem possible.
With breathtaking ambition, they create magic that wraps its arms around our wildest imaginations.
Here are the nominees for Best Visual Effects.
From the beginning, Rachel framed Snow White as a feminist reboot, a bold, prince-free dwarf story about independence and strength. And sure, in theory, that sounds empowering. But the execution? Not so much.
Like, oh wow, Snow White flopped. Who is surprised? You cast arguably the least genuine, most out of touch and disliked person in her industry, and her industry is Hollywood. And the bad guy is Gal Gadot.
Instead of resonating with modern audiences, it came off like a lecture. Gone was the magic, the charm, the wonder. In its place was a self-serious rebranding that stripped away everything people loved about the original. Even longtime Disney fans, the kind who would normally defend a remake no matter what, walked away saying, "This just isn't Snow White." While Rachel clung to the narrative that this was a bold new chapter in storytelling, audiences weren't buying it. They didn't want to be re-educated by a movie that was supposed to be enchanting. They didn't want their nostalgia rewritten by someone who openly called the original weird. And in that disconnect between what Rachel thought people wanted and what they actually wanted, everything started to crumble.
White gets her name, not from the fairness of her skin, as we obviously know Rachel Zegler would be a miscast in that sense. Instead, she gets her name from surviving a snowstorm.
That audiences walk away from this film with an understanding of the true meaning of fairness, of what it means to be fair in this world. There is a message that's been carried on for almost 90 years now from the original animated classic. That is, fairness is what is within. Fairness is to do with your heart, the way you treat the people around you, and it has nothing to do with what you look like, and that's the misunderstanding between Snow White and the evil queen. I think it's such an important message, and the way that Disney has elevated it and brought it to this new audience is very special.
And from her public image to her relationship, from industry support to her once rising star, the fairy tale had turned into a cautionary tale, and it all started with a girl who thought she was being brave but forgot how to be kind. Rachel Zegler's press tour for Snow White didn't just fumble, it detonated. What should have been a graceful charm offensive became a series of combative sit-downs and viral clips that painted her in the worst possible light. Instead of connecting with audiences, Rachel delivered what felt like a string of condescending TED Talks, layered with sarcasm and superiority. She mocked the original Snow White as creepy and weird, questioned the very existence of Prince Charming, and seemed more interested in rebranding the classic than celebrating it. She didn't just disrespect the film, she disrespected the fans who loved it. That's when everything started to shift. Gen Z rolled their eyes, millennials logged off, and boomers turned away. She was alienating every demographic at once. Then came the box office numbers. With a $45 million opening weekend, barely a whisper by Disney standards, Snow White instantly collapsed under the weight of its own hype and backlash. Audiences didn't just stay home, they danced on its digital grave. It hit a humiliating 1.6 on IMDb, making it one of the lowest-rated films on the platform. Memes comparing it to cinematic disasters like Cats and Morbius flooded timelines. Theaters quietly began pulling it from premium slots, replacing it with literally anything that could generate more foot traffic. You know it's bad when animated reruns are outperforming your live-action tentpole. The internet didn't mourn the flop, it treated it like a national win.